Everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with my second layout using the Citrus Twist October kit. For some reason that's hard for me to say. But anyways, this is the kit that I chose for October for my kit review series, and I am so loving this kit. It has been so much fun to work with, and as you'll see, this layout only took me a little over a half hour to do, and it totally flew together. I only added one thing to this kit to make this layout, and all that was some ink. I added Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Other than that, everything else came from this kit, and I just really love the way that it turned out. So anyways, I am first cutting down my cardstock. I am going to mat this white cardstock on top of this black and white polka dot paper. I love this black and white polka dot paper, but it's really busy on my eye, so I can't use it as a full background. So I gutted the middle of the paper so I can use it on another page, and then I just trimmed down my white cardstock by like a half of an inch on each side, so there would be a good 1/4 inch border around the entire thing. Now I always use some washi tape just to kind of seal up those back pieces in case I decide to put something in between my layouts. That way it doesn't get kind of stuck. I don't normally put things in between my layouts, but sometimes I'll put extra photos or things like that in there, and so that's what I decided to do. I always do that just to kind of save myself the hassle of losing things later in case I do choose to put something in between. Now I am kind of balling up this blue and white twine, and this was the packaging that came around the kit when I got it, and I'm kind of balling it up and I'm just layering it under the photo. Very simple, like no rhyme or reason. It was just kind of in that ball already, and I had laid my photo on top of that at some point when I was pulling out my supplies, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, let's just do this. And then I'm using that Every Day Has a Story die cut that came from the die cut pack as my title. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's not my title. That is just a part of the layout, and I'm going to use the word "this" as part of my title, and that is using those acrylic blue, not words, well, I guess they could be words, but they're letters. And what I really liked about this kit is the fact that they gave you some acrylic letters, and then they gave you a list of words that they would spell. Now, this looks a little crazy what I'm doing, but I have all these random foam pieces from different art projects that Kayla and I have done. I had purchased some Valentine's little puppet things that you can make last year, and then we have all the little random foam pieces left, like eyelashes and things like that, that were for the little pieces that the little projects that he had made. So I just have them in an envelope, not an envelope, in a little bag, and I have them sitting on my craft desk because I refuse to throw things like that away. I will use it. And so I've got it sitting on the side of my craft desk, so when I need something to pop up a photo or something, I'll just pull that stuff out, and I cut apart my like the negative spaces on a chipboard sheet. I use that as well for dimensional adhesive. I am out of foam tape, and foam tape is extremely expensive. I don't know why. You can actually get it cheaper at the hardware store than you can get it at like Michael's or any craft store. So I just haven't been to a hardware store to pick some up. You can get a pretty big spool of it for relatively cheap at the hardware store. I just haven't done it, and so I'm using up all the little random scraps that I have in my craft room. I am very much a thrifty scrapper in the sense of I don't like to throw things away. Even packaging, I don't really like to throw packaging away. So the only packaging I really throw away without doing much with it first is the brown paper bags that a lot of the kits come in. I used to keep those and use those, but there's just so much brown that I can have in my album and otherwise it starts to feel a little dull to me. So I stopped keeping the brown packages because I had like a billion of them. But everything else I keep. That's like the only packaging I really throw away. Even the little bags that embellishments come in, I keep them and I use them for other things, either in my Etsy shop or for storing things or whatever. So I'm just adhering these acrylic letters down just with my glue runner. I find that it sticks really well. If for some reason I feel like it's not going to be strong enough, I'll check it at the end of the month when I do my, not October, I already did October, my November recap. If they feel like they're not as secure, I'll go ahead and reinforce those with some Tombow Mono multi-glue. But for now, they seemed secure enough, so I'm just going to stick with the glue runner. As you can see, I'm just literally picking up things from the pile of embellishments and placing them on this layout. I was not really thinking too much about it. I was just kind of going with what I felt. There are a ton of die cuts on this layout, and you will see that at the end. I'm just getting started here, and I am totally committing. I am not thinking about this much at all. Some of the things are going to be popped up, the ones that layer on top of the photo. Everything else is going to be flat to the back of the page, though. It just depends on whether it layers on top of the photo or not. But what that does is it gives it a bit of a dimensional effect, like that. Those two labels in that everyday are like this right here is just going to be stuck directly down to the back. But that diamond that says all smiles here is popped up, and then the everyday has a story is popped up. So there's a lot of different dimensional and non-dimensional things on this layout, but I really like the effect that it gives. I'm also going ahead and using these cork stars, and I believe I use all of the ones in the kit on this layout. So this layout, this kit, there were a couple things in this kit that I really didn't think I would use. Number one were all of these acrylic letters. Number two were the buttons. Number three are the tassels. And there's a couple other things that I just didn't think I was going to use. And so I'm making a very conscious effort to use those things first. Now, it doesn't have to be like very, very first, but I'm really making an effort to think, okay, can I put buttons on this layout? Can I put this? Can I put that? Those acrylic letters, I really think they're cute, but I wasn't really sure what I was going to put those. Well, I'm going to end up using all of them up pretty quickly as I complete the layouts, as you'll see. So I really kind of like that because I'm making a conscious effort to use the supplies that come in the kit and not kind of shy away from some of them. I may shy away from the tassels. I haven't quite figured those out yet, but well, at least by this layout, I hadn't figured those out yet. So you will see if I use those or not by the end of the kit. So I'm actually almost done. I'm just going through and looking at the stamps to see if I want to add any stamping anywhere, and I will. I'm going to add full heart up here. I also added this photo on the blue label on top of the unforgettable at the bottom. I added a little bit of journaling that just says fresh cut and feeling good because I love this photo. This is one of my favorite photos of them. And then the stamp on the blue label just says tells a story. A little bit of stamping throughout. And as you can see, this layout is fairly busy, but it's not incredibly distracting. I feel like everything that was added to this layout really draws your attention right to the very center where the photo is. And then all of the things that are on here relate to the photo, like every day, or every day has a story, or more, all smiles here. All of that relates to that photo or could relate to that photo. So I'm extremely happy with how this layout turned out. I am actually done with it. So thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope that you'll give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and also subscribe if you are not already a subscriber to my channel. And stay tuned because I have a lot more layouts coming up for you guys. And I actually have a couple other fun things that are going to be going on this month. So make sure you stick around and check those things out. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon. Bye.